If you was a mummy, your daddy would be a mummy too. Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Revolting review. I'm Random Ross and I'm playing catch up with some horrors that have come out in recent times. So yeah, I'm reviewing Lee Cronin's The Mummy. That is written and directed by Lee Cronin, starring Jack Reynor, Laia, Costa, May, Calamawy, Natalie Grace, uh, Veronica Falcon, and Hay at Kilmill. So this has nothing to do with the the film, like the Universal films. This is purely its own thing. But in this, the young daughter of a journalist disappears into the deserts without a trace. 8 years later, the broken family are shocked when she returns to them, as what should be a joyful reunion turns out to be a living nightmare, as she is mummified and she has all these weird messed up texts on her. And the deeper they go into this, they soon discover that she is the vessel for something dark and evil from ancient Egyptian times. So what did I like about this one? Well, first of all, I thought this movie is about 2 hours long. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes. So a bit of a long film, but it got going quite quickly. We see that, this is not your average mummy wrapped in bandages where it's an ancient curse like in the Brendan Fraser films or the Boris Karloff one. This plays on the whole possessed child trope in horror that we've seen 1,000 times, only ancient Egyptian stuff. Of course, ancient Egyptian mythology, when will they learn? Things are locked away in a tomb for a reason. But yeah, I liked our leaders. Jack Reynor, he is an actor that's alright. I mean, I've only seen him in a handful of stuff like Midsommar, recently Power Ballad, which is a comedy drama film, and a couple episodes of American Horror Story, I believe. So he's alright. He's just got one of those weird faces that I can't, it's like, I just can't explain it. I'm not saying he's ugly or anything, but he's just got like a still face, like that voids him of any emotion. I'm not taking a huge shit on him or anything or like that, but yeah, what is with that face of his, But other than that, he was all right in it. I also liked the leading woman in it. Laia Costa, who played his wife in it. And we also had a detective woman in it as well, played by May Calamawy or something like that. She's an Egyptian actress as well. I thought she was good as like the detective with the knowledge of the mummy. And it makes you think, ancient Egyptian mummies. If they're mummies, does that mean their daddies are mummies? Yes, they are. Why would a mummy come back to life? I don't know, maybe to buy a copy of Cookie Lend Me Your Cum. I don't bloody know. But this mummy was not the kind that was, just evil. But I gotta say, the makeup effects, the practical effects and that, I thought was pretty cool in how they worked. Some of the digital stuff I thought looked good enough for this film. And there were moments in it that did make me squirm. I will say that, like the bit with the toenail when they're trying to clip it and stuff, and God. I love it when a horror film can do that to me, because I am so hard to get to gross out, to creep out with horror movies, because I'm not desensitized to them. But you know what? If a horror film can do that, job well done. Obviously I might not be as grossed out by it the second time watching if I ever, but like I said, it made me squirm. which I don't mind every now and then if a horror film can do that, because it means it's doing its job. It's doing what I'm there to see. Something disgusting or creepy and that. And there were some gross out moments in this. I would definitely say don't watch this while you're eating, because it's not that kind of film. But our young actress who played Katie, who was basically the vessel or the mummy, Natalie Grace, she was played by two actresses in this. The beginning of the film, she's like played by Emily Mitchell, and then as she's 8 years older, because they do an 8-year time jump after the opening act, where she's played by Natalie Grace, and I thought she did great. Great child actor performance in there. They also had other child actors in this that were good, who played like the younger sister, the brother who wasn't as young, he was a teenager. But yeah, kids swearing in it, saying rat faced. I probably won't say it on here because I don't know if YouTube can allow me to get away with so many strong words, but it's see you next Tuesday. But yeah, I like this whole spin on the whole mummy thing. Instead of them going to a tomb and waking something up, they find her, embalmed in a tomb and what have you. And we still see the ancient Egyptian mummy tomb and that, but it is solely set on within a family home. There's some coyotes in there, but like a family home setting, not like in an ancient Egyptian pyramid tomb where they're performing some ancient ritual. They actually, we do see a ritual in this film when they find out what was really going on with their daughter. Those were unnerving scenes and that, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard much. Well, I've avoided a lot of reviews to this, and yeah, this film came out in April and it's June now. Yeah, I just have had so much on my plate up to now with this, so and I've been places and that, so I eventually have gotten round to watching it. Though it was on, I thought I'll take advantage of the moment and see it, because this was an anticipated film, and I'm glad I managed to see it within the first half of this year, so I can now decide if I want to add it in there into my top horrors of 2026 so far, because we nearly are halfway into the year. We're already in the 6th month of the year. Anyway, Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Was it good? Yeah, it was suspenseful. It was stomach turning. It was creepy. Maybe could have run a little less than just over 2 hours, maybe under 2 hours, but not exactly an hour and a half. But those few hours flew by. That just shows how invested I were with it. I will give Lee Cronin's The Mummy, I will give it probably 3.5 stabs out of 5. 3.5 stabs out of 5 for Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. I have been Random Ross. This has been a Revolting review, and until next time, don't have nightmares.